In the realm of Greek mythology, a legend unfolds, chronicling the emergence of a truly magnificent hero, one who trod upon the summit of Mount Olympus and dared to challenge the most formidable trials. This hero, none other than Heracles, the offspring of the mighty god Zeus and the mortal woman Alcmena. On the day of his birth, the mythological world bore witness to the amalgamation of colossal strength and a character fraught with complexities. Heracles' journey transcends mere arduous adventures on the path to becoming the greatest hero. It is a tale of valor, camaraderie, and unpredictable challenges presented by the Olympian deities. Join us as we unravel the myth of Heracles, a figure who etched his name indelibly onto the grand tapestry of Greek mythology. Electron, the son of Perseus and Andromeda, ruled the famous city of Mycenae. His wife, Queen Anaxo, was a beautiful woman who bore the king 9 sons and 1 daughter. Their happy life was suddenly threatened when the sons of King Pittarelus, known as the Teleboi or Taphians, demanded the treasures of Mycenae and the vast territories they believed belonged to their ancestor Mestor. Electron refused these unjust demands, sparking animosity from the Teleboi. They conspired to sabotage the kingdom of Mycenae, and in a ruthless attack, they killed 8 of Electron's sons. The king was left with only 1 son, Lecymnius, and 1 daughter, Alcmena. To add to the tragedy, the Teleboi plundered the king's abundant livestock. Seeking revenge, Electron announced a reward. Whoever recovered the livestock would be granted the hand of Princess Alcmena. In Tiryns, Amphitryon, the son of King Alceus, was a handsome and skilled warrior. Upon hearing of King Electron's reward, Amphitryon decided to participate, both to face the challenge and to express his feelings for Alcmena. Amphitryon easily retrieved the livestock from the Teleboi, discovering they had been taken from the house of King Elis. After offering proper sacrifices, he recovered the livestock without difficulty. Upon Amphitryon's return with the livestock, King Electron was overjoyed. However, in an unfortunate accident, a bull suddenly ran away, and as Amphitryon chased it, an ill-fated throw of his staff caused it to hit the bull's horn, which then struck King Electron's head, leading to his fall and death. Realizing he had caused a tragic accident, Amphitryon decided to flee the kingdom with Alcmena. Before agreeing, Alcmena insisted that Amphitryon must avenge her lost brothers. For her to accept this, Amphitryon promised to fulfill his mission to compensate for Alcmena's family and to prove himself as a noble knight. The couple sought refuge in the city of Thebes and asked King Creon for asylum. King Creon agreed, but set a challenging condition. Amphitryon must defeat the fox that had turned into a monster, sent by the god Dionysus to wreak havoc in the Tumessian land. Using his strength and skill, Amphitryon excellently completed the mission without expending too much effort. Creon supported Amphitryon in launching an expedition to the island of Taphos, ruled by King Pittarelus. The prolonged war ensued as the city was well fortified, and the king, being the son of the god Poseidon, possessed a precious charm, a golden lock of hair that made him invulnerable in battle. This lock of hair placed Amphitryon in a difficult situation. Fortunately, Princess Comaitho, Tyrelus's daughter, aided him. However, she betrayed her family to pursue a romantic relationship with Amphitryon. She cut off her father's golden hair and presented it to Amphitryon, but he refused, deeming it an act of theft and wrongdoing. While Amphitryon was away on his military campaign, the god Zeus took notice of Alcmena. This time, the god did not transform into raindrops, a shepherd, a bull, or a swan. Zeus shapeshifted into Amphitryon himself. Imagine Alcmena's joy and excitement as she welcomed her husband back from the battlefield, the husband who had avenged her family. Legend has it that Zeus, in his affection for Alcmena, spent 3 days and nights with her because the sun god Helios was prohibited from rising. This is considered Zeus's final romantic involvement with the mortal world. Upon Amphitryon's return, he was surprised by Alcmena's reception. Instead of happiness, there was no jubilation at her husband's return. Amphitryon even recounted to Alcmena every detail, from the golden hair to Princess Comitho. He optimistically narrated the war, but Alcmena already knew. Amphitryon forced Alcmena to confront the accusation of infidelity and set up a pyre to burn her. However, Zeus intervened, sending a torrential rain to extinguish the flames immediately. Appalled, Amphitryon invited the blind prophet Tiresias to provide insight. After receiving an explanation that eased his mind, Amphitryon proceeded to marry Alcmena. And just a few days later, Amphitryon received unexpected good news. On Mount Olympus, the god Zeus rejoiced at the imminent fulfillment of joyful news. Although Hera was furious and saddened by her husband's delight, she was determined to carry out her plan to wipe the triumphant smile off Zeus's face. In the assembly of gods on the divine summit, Hera began implementing her scheme. She swore to the gods that they must protect the lineage of the hero Perseus, who was to be born that night. She pleaded with Zeus, the supreme ruler of the gods, to grant this child a blessing worthy of the glory of the hero Perseus. Zeus, listening to Hera's words, was delighted and praised his wife's wisdom. The god declared that he would bestow upon the child of Perseus's lineage power and glory, making it a mighty king capable of conquering the land of Greece. Hera, doubting the god's words, demanded that Zeus must fulfill his promise faithfully and not deceive. In the tale, Zeus had to use the waters of the river Styx to swear before the divine beings that the child belonging to the lineage of Perseus would have the right to rule the world. Furthermore, Zeus emphasized that the child born first that night would become a powerful king. According to the prophecy, Alcmena would give birth to two sons, one of Zeus and one of Amphitryon. Zeus believed that his son with Alcmena would be born first. However, this time, Zeus faced failure against the wisdom of the woman. Goddess Hera knew about Zeus's clandestine affair with Alcmena, but pretended not to know. Right after the assembly, Hera descended from Mount Olympus to the mortal realm. Hera descended to the city of Mycenae, the residence of the couple Sthenelus and Nicippe. She wanted to ensure that Nicippe would give birth to a son before Alcmena. Soon after, Nicippe became pregnant. Despite being only 7 months pregnant, Hera used the power of a goddess to ensure the safety of the unborn child. As a result, a baby named Eurystheus, the grandson of Perseus, was born. Later, Alcmena gave birth to twins, 2 sons named Heracles and Iphicles. As the earthly affairs concluded, Hera returned to Olympus. At that moment, Zeus was eagerly awaiting news about the child. However, Hermes announced that 2 mothers had given birth to 3 sons of Perseus's lineage. The firstborn was Eurystheus, the son of Sthenelus and Nicippe. Zeus appeared furious and surprised when he had to accept that his son with Alcmena was not the chosen one, but Eurystheus, a choice Hera had played a role in ensuring. Zeus, helpless against the sworn promise, could not alter the predestined fate. Initially, Heracles was named Alcides by his parents. Although the god Zeus failed to protect his son from Hera's opposition, he continued to watch over and support his son. One day, while Hera was in a deep sleep, Zeus commanded Hermes to descend to the mortal realm and bring baby Alcides to Mount Olympus. Hermes gently placed Alcides in Hera's arms for him to suckle secretly. Because the baby was nourished by the breast of an immortal goddess, Alcides later became immortal. However, Hera suddenly awoke and pushed the baby away. Though belatedly, Alcides almost sucked at Hera's breast. A stream of milk from Hera's breast spilled and flowed into the sky, creating a white trail. To this day, on cloudy nights, one can still see that milky trail remaining as a mark, known as the Milky Way. Perhaps after this event, the name Alcides was changed to Heracles, in Greek meaning glory of Hera, instead of the old name that only meant mighty hero. According to the usual custom, Alcmene placed Heracles and Iphicles together in a crib after they fell asleep. However, that night, the goddess Hera sent 2 snakes down to suffocate Heracles. The snakes crawled into the crib and approached the 2 infants. Iphicles cried loudly, waking Alcmene. Upon seeing the 2 snakes, she panicked and screamed. Heracles woke up and, instead of being afraid, sat up and strangled the snakes to death. Heracles was only 10 months old at that time. Witnessing his son's talents and strength, Amphitryon invited the prophet Tiresias to predict Heracles' fate. The prophet revealed that Heracles would achieve great feats and be accepted into the world of the Olympian gods. Amphitryon and Alcmena were delighted by this revelation and decided to invite heroes and skilled tutors to teach Heracles. Heracles learned various disciplines such as horse riding, martial arts, archery, and music from different tutors. However, the boy favored martial arts more, showing some laziness towards music and science. One day, after being reprimanded by the music tutor Linos, Heracles became angry and killed him. Amphitryon worried about his son's future and took Heracles to live in the wilderness, hoping that life there would help him maintain a more carefree and less violent nature. Heracles lived in the Cithaeron region, herding livestock and practicing martial arts daily. He did not forget to train with a heavy club to the point that his reputation spread throughout the area, intimidating even renowned heroes who had never dared to use such a weapon. Growing up, Heracles became exceptionally strong and healthy. At 18, he was taller than his father by 4 spans. His physique was robust, agile, and perfectly proportioned, captivating anyone who saw him. In the past, in the forest of Cithaeron, near the city of Thebes, there was a large and ferocious lion that often came to prey on the goats and sheep of Amphitryon and King Thespios in the region of Boeotia. The damage to livestock was countless, and no hunter dared to consider eliminating it due to its immense size. Heracles volunteered to go and kill the lion, even though he was only 18 years old at the time. After 49 days of hunting for the beast, on the 50th day, he managed to slay the lion and brought its carcass back. King Thespios was overjoyed, and, as a token of gratitude towards the young hero, offered his daughter in marriage to Heracles. However, it wasn't just one daughter. He offered all 50 daughters in marriage to Heracles, with each wedding lasting a day during a 50-day celebration. From these marriages, a large number of grandchildren were born. After this feat, Heracles performed a highly beneficial task for the people of Thebes. He removed a burdensome tribute that the Thebes had to pay, which originated from the following incident. During a festival of the sea god Poseidon, a Thebes chariot accidentally killed Clymenus, the king of the Minions from the city of Orchomenus. In retaliation, Clymenus' son Erginus led an army to attack Thebes. The weakened city had to negotiate a peace agreement, agreeing to pay a tribute of 100 cattle each year for 20 consecutive years. One day, Heracles encountered the Orchomenian army on the road demanding the tribute. Enraged by the situation, Heracles attacked the army fiercely, cutting off hands and noses, stringing them together on a cord around their necks, and ordering them to leave the land immediately. Infuriated, Erginus led a larger army to punish Thebes. However, under the leadership of Heracles, the Thebes forces achieved a resounding victory. Heracles killed Erginus in the battle, but he also suffered a significant loss. Amphitryon, his stepfather, was fatally wounded. Orchomenus, having lost the battle, now had to bear a tribute twice the amount that they had imposed on Thebes every year. The one who benefited the most was King Creon, who ruled over Thebes. As a token of gratitude to the exceptional hero, the king offered his daughter Megara in marriage to Heracles. The life of the couple Heracles and Megara flowed in love and happiness. Megara was a gentle and beautiful woman who lived harmoniously with Heracles, giving birth to 8 children. However, one day, a terrifying disaster struck the family out of nowhere. Heracles suddenly went mad, a madness inflicted by a monstrous frenzy that he had never experienced before. He roared, thrashing about, foam pouring from his mouth like a wild beast, running wildly everywhere. He seized a dagger and killed both his wife and children. Even the grandchildren, including the children of Iphicles, his younger brother, were not spared from this gruesome fate. When he regained consciousness, Heracles was horrified by the atrocity he had committed. Inquiring about the cause, he learned that it was the vengeful act of Hera. She still harbored resentment towards Zeus's illegitimate son, although Zeus had promised her that Heracles would serve Eurystheus for 12 years. It is said that Megara was not killed by Heracles. Athena, the goddess assigned by Zeus to protect Heracles, intervened in time and put Heracles into a deep sleep, allowing Megara to escape death. Some people suggest that Hera's calamity was intended to punish Heracles for not fulfilling Zeus's commitment to serve Eurystheus dutifully. For Heracles, from now on, the happiness of family life came to an abrupt end. He became a criminal, causing the disintegration of his family. How could he expiate and cleanse this wrongdoing? Heracles only knew to seek guidance from the Temple of Delphs, requesting Apollo to provide instructions. Apollo transmitted the message that Heracles must return to his homeland in Tiryns and submit himself to Eurystheus for 12 years. The Pythia priestess at the Delphi's temple, being in contact with Apollo, relayed the divine instructions as follows. O Heracles, valiant son of Zeus, return to the land of your father in Tiryns and submit yourself to Eurystheus for 12 years. During these 12 years, you will face 12 great trials. If you overcome these challenges and accomplish great deeds, your house's fame will resonate to the heavens. The Olympian gods will regard your household as worthy of divine favor, granting you blessings and exempting you from the fleeting fate of mortal beings. You will become an immortal deity, deserving the glory among the kin of the mighty Zeus. Having heard this, Heracles offered his thanks to the radiant god, armed himself with a silver bow, and set forth. He contemplated the divine pronouncement within his heart, knowing that from this point onward, his life would be filled with immense challenges.